We begin tonight at 11 with Breaking Democracy 2010 News. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Linda Hurtado and we've got this breaking news just into our newsroom. The Associated Press has just declared Rick Scott the winner of the GOP primary race for governor. Well, now to two developing stories. Hillsborough County detectives say they have arrested a 17-year-old boy believed to be behind a planned mass shooting at Lato High School. We begin at 11 with breaking news out of Iraq. Good evening, I'm Linda Hurtado. Let's get right over to Jameson Euler. He is in our breaking news center following major developments for our soldiers and the Obama administration. Jameson? I'm Linda Hurtado in Pinellas Park. You don't normally see me in a gun range. But I'm here with a local woman who is taking action for her safety after 3 attempted home invasions. What you can learn from her and other security experts coming up tonight at 11. I'm Linda Hurtado in Ben T. Davis Beach, putting old sunscreen on my left arm and new sunscreen on my right arm, trying to figure out whether sunscreen can actually go bad. See the results of our experiment and hear what the experts say you really need to look for in a good sunscreen coming up. Tonight we are broadcasting live from the Glazer Children's Museum's exclusive Donor Gala celebration. Good evening and thanks for joining us for this 1-hour primetime special. I'm Linda Hurtado.
Good evening. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Linda Hurtado. 2 officers killed, a U.S. Marshal seriously injured, and a suspected gunman dead. We expect St. Pete Police Chief Chuck Harmon to fill in more details and tell us more about the heroes that we've lost today. We are waiting for a news conference that is expected to begin any minute. We're monitoring it, and when the chief steps up to the microphone, we will cut in immediately so you can hear it. To backtrack just a moment, this all started when the first shots were fired around 7:15 a.m. this morning.
Tonight, the tributes are coming in as we remember the man known as the Boss, George Steinbrenner.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Linda Hurtado. For more than 30 years and 7 World Series championships, George Steinbrenner was the driving force behind the baseball dynasty, the New York Yankees.
And as a Tampa resident, he was known for his incredible charity to our community.
A person close to Steinbrenner says he had a heart attack and was taken to St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa. He passed away about 6:30 this morning. He had just celebrated his 80th birthday on July 4th.
You know, we were just remarking that we have not seen a severe weather day like this in quite some time.
No, but Dennis knew it was coming. In fact, he was here at, what, 8 o'clock this morning, right, for the very severe part of that storm as it came across.
And we were really talking about this for the last week. I mean, the models were showing today was going to be a rough day.
We're just waiting for him to walk up there and give us some final words.
Yeah, not too long ago, nobody even knew who Rick Scott was, but when he poured over $30 million into TV ads with the Let's Get to Work slogan, now it's pretty safe to say that most of the folks around the state of Florida know who he is, and now in the coming months they'll probably learn a lot more about what his agenda is should he win. Looks like he's about to take the podium right now with his wife. Let's listen in.
Thank you.
Protesters are rallying outside of ABC Action News right now. They're demonstrating against Governor Rick Scott's emergency cut in the Medicaid waiver funding for the developmentally disabled. The governor said it was necessary to head off a $174 million budget shortage at the Agency for Persons with Disabilities. But some Tampa Bay families say many of the 30,000 with disabilities will be left without the necessary care. A single mother in Holiday has 2 children who received services under that state Medicaid waiver. She says 3 of her 4 helpers have already given notice they'll have to quit. Tonight we go in depth with an example of how the cuts are already affecting your neighbors.
Thanks. God. God is great.
Praying is hard for 8-year-old Emmanuel.
Thank you for our food.
Finding grace is also a little harder for Mom these days.
Man, good job.
She's about to lose some state-funded help for her autistic twins.
We were flagged as a crisis situation, my family, because of personal injury and a hazard of injury to others with the children's behaviors. They don't mean to hurt anybody or anything like that. They just don't understand the recourse of their actions on the world around them.
Their actions have included pulling down displays at the grocery store and darting out into traffic. The state of Florida recognized that this single working mom needed help. Under the state Medicare waiver, she gets different helpers, like behavioral assistants to teach her autistic children skills so they can become independent, and a patient care assistant to help get the kids ready for school.
brushing their teeth and dressing them and wiping their bottoms. And then someone will run away and strip naked or hide their shoes or hide themselves somewhere in the house. What do you say? Wait. Thank you. Good job. Very good job. We worked for years on being able to get that phrase down.
Or a couple of hours of respite care so she can run an errand or work. But an emergency order from Governor Rick Scott cut the pay these workers receive from the state.
It's not just the 15% cut that Governor Scott thinks it is. It's a 40% cut for most of us, and that's going to cause people to lose their jobs and people to leave and families to be without services.
Corrine Baxendale says she went from making $9 an hour to below minimum wage.
Within the month, if I provided respite like I used to, I'd be homeless.
None of us want to walk out on our families, and he needs to see that there's people involved here. It's not just the budget he's balancing, and it's not our fault that the budget is in deficit. We don't set the rates. We don't unwisely spend the money.
Elizabeth has her faith, but she's still anxious for herself and for others she knows are also desperately trying to keep their heads above water.
It's everybody across the board. And I want to be able to be a voice for that.
Well, you can feel how difficult it is. Well, the emergency cuts are in effect through June, and I did contact Governor Rick Scott's office for a response, and here's what his spokesperson, Lane Wright, said to me. The governor is all about holding state agencies accountable. So everyone, I guess, probably got to know you on television or maybe on the comedy circuit, but they may want to know, what was your first job? What did you do?
My very first job, I was like 15 years old, and I worked at a car wash. I was one of those people that got in the car when the car came through and wiped the inside and hoped to get $1 and hoped to get a good car because you'd get $1. I worked at a car wash. I babysat. And then after that, I was like, I painted houses. I sold vacuums.
Did you fantasize at that time about, okay, I'm not going to sell vacuums forever. I'd really like to be, I don't know, a comedian or a star or a rock star or...
No, I didn't. I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
You're watching ABC Action News, and tonight we are presenting your VIP pass to the Glazer Children's Museum. We are here live, and earlier we showed you some pictures of the donor gala celebration where the adults are taking over the play areas tonight, getting a chance to explore all the venues. We're excited to be broadcasting live above it, all on the third floor terrace of the museum.
Yeah, that is right. What a view out there. You can see the riverfront park out there, the Hillsborough River. This is a great location. You know this museum is not only a giant attraction for kids, it's also a perfect venue for special events, including weddings.
I love a wedding. Well, we had a chance to be here when the first group of families invaded the museum, a special day reserved for 50 families who won golden tickets. My girls were lucky to be a part of that, and they were so excited they were actually first in line. Take a look. It's Golden Ticket Day in Tampa, and we couldn't be late. At the Glazers Children's Museum with my girls, they couldn't wait. Like that classic Willy Wonka movie, the crowd was big, anticipation great.
I'd like to see a lot of stuff that we could build. Some things where you could pretend like you're a police officer.
Stuff you don't see in boring museums. Statues, old pictures.
And as we waited to see, a bit of that Wonka magic came over me. A modern-day Gene Wilder I came to be.
Hold your breath. Make a wish.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Come with me!
Yeah!
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
You can see the little light bulbs go on in there above their heads when they say, oh, I've done it, or look at that, or see something new.
The Milliard family hoped for one of those 50 golden tickets.
With 5 kids, it's hard to find an affordable place to go with them that's different. There's only so many playgrounds you can take them to, and we can't afford the major amusement parks like Disney and such, so it's hard.
Our passes were for families of 5. They have 5 children. They came to us, they said, we've never won anything. I hope we can bring our whole family. And it's a chance for them to come, and they might not otherwise be able to come.
Well, this is awesome.
There's 12 themed galleries, everything from water to art to cultural, Publix. They can 170 hands-on exhibits. Everything is about them doing and experiencing it.
Hey, are grandmas allowed to play? Guess it's okay.
Good, all right.
Like Willy Wonka would say, anything you want, just do it. Woo! Are you a firefighter? Okay, baby. Whoa! One more time, let me get a picture of you.
All right.
So you've seen that movie, Willy Wonka?
I have, both of them.
Does this kind of remind you of that whole experience?
It does, because you know, you feel special that you won something that no one else had, and you know, it makes you feel special. Didn't win the lottery, but I won the golden ticket to have my children be happy.
It would be a cool, fun place.
Chrissy and Allie, my kids were happy too. And I'm especially happy now to announce our first winner, Robert DeHaan of Seminole, is the lucky winner of the family 4-pack for this weekend's grand opening. Congratulations.